Hello everyone, welcome back again to another video. In this one, we're going to talk about attachments. What sight you should use, what barrel you should use, and which one of the grips is better for your gun. And should you run laser or not? Before we get into the video, don't forget that I do coaching sessions too. You can get all the info about prices and how the sessions work by sending me a DM on Discord. Let's get to the video. So first, I'm going to explain every single one of these attachments, and then we're going to go over every single operator and which attachments you want to run for these operators. So let's go over sights. What sight you want to play? On attack, it's better you use AK and basically magnified scopes. Why? Because it's better, you have the advantage. I mean, sometimes you're outside, you want to cut off long angles. It's better if you use ACOG. However, it's not a big deal. Some people play different aspect ratios and FOVs, so they can already see very good. So you can choose 1x scopes on attack too. Or sometimes you're playing some small quarter maps like Skyscraper and Coastline. You don't have to hold long angles. It's better you choose 1x scopes. So you can change between the scopes and it's just preference. However, which one you should choose between magnified scopes? The best one is definitely magnified A in terms of visibility because it's smaller. Just take a look. So this is ACOG and look how big it is, and it's covering my left side and right side. And look how small this scope is compared to the other one. So definitely this one is better. However, again, I said it before, it's preference. I would like to play this one, but this one is terrible. Don't use this one. Among defenders and basically 1x scopes, it's better that you choose between Holo A, Red Dot B. Holo B is not bad to be honest, but Holo A is definitely better than this one. Reflex B, Reflex A, and that's it. And last of all, we have Iron Sight. What guns you should use Iron Sight? Some of the guns have actually very nice Iron Sight like Bandit. Not only you get faster ADS time, but also it looks good. I mean, it's not blocking your line of sight and you can still see the enemy and get the kill. Or the reason why we choose Iron Sight on Blackbeard is because of his shield. Your ADS time with ACOG and basically 1x scopes are a bit slow. So obviously the reason why we choose Iron Sight is for faster ADS time. And again, it doesn't look bad. Let's move on to barrels. First of all, we have Flash Hider. It says right here, reduce the speed at which the muzzle moves upwards while shooting. So basically, vertical recoil, like the guns that are just going up. You want to control the recoil, choose Flash Hider. Very simple. Compensator, it says reduces horizontal movement while shooting. Basically, when the recoil is going left and right, then you want to choose Compensator. Muzzle Brake, it says reduces the overall weapon kick of single shot firing. So, for example, DMRs. And Suppressor just removes muzzle flash, like the bullet traces, for example, and it also doesn't make any sound, so it's kind of good in some situations. Moving on to grips. They are very different compared to what they used to be. So for example, angle grip doesn't give you faster ADS time anymore like before. They're just completely different. Vertical grip is good for recoil control, reduces speed at which the muzzle moves upwards while shooting. Same thing again like Flash Hider. Horizontal grip is for movement, so increases operator movement speed. Operators that are like 1 speed, you can use this grip. And angle grip is for just reloading your gun faster. Sometimes the guns that you use, for example, I think Capitao and maybe Ace, I'm not sure. They kind of have like a bug. You are reloading and you think you're done, but you're not completely done. You still have 1 bullet left. So this one can be very good. You can just reload faster, get it done with, and start shooting the guy. And last of all, we have laser. Some people ask, are you running laser? Do you run laser? Is it good to run laser? This is preference, okay? It's up to you. What's your playstyle? Okay, some Brazilian players are playing with laser, some other players are not playing with laser. It's just preference, okay? However, this reduces time to aim down sight. Again, ADS. It gives you faster ADS time, so you can just walk normally and ADS after. But sometimes laser can give away your position. If you're aiming at like the door, at the wall, for example, you're holding the angle, the enemy can see your laser and then just they know where you are and then pre-fire you. I use laser on all of my guns. Okay, let's go over every single operator as fast as possible. First of all, Sledge. I use ACOG, Flash Hider for better recoil, and Sledge doesn't have much recoil, so you can technically use Suppressor too. And for the grips, you can choose between vertical grip and horizontal grip. Again, it's for movement. You're 2 speed, 2 armor, don't forget that. You're not 1 speed anymore. It's up to you. You can use horizontal or vertical. This gives you a bit of recoil, but it's not like too much. You can still manage it. I'm still fast. And for the recoil, this is 20 meters. Next one is Thatcher, and he has different guns. So AR-33, you want to again use horizontal grip because Thatcher is actually 1 speed, so he's slow. And also Flash Hider and ACOG and laser. Next, we have Ash R4C and also G36, which Iana has. So let's talk about R4C first of all. ACOG, Flash Hider, vertical grip, and laser. This is the best attachment ever. You don't want to change this at all. Ash gun is a bit jumpy. So as soon as you shoot, the gun jumps. That's why Flash Hider and vertical are the best for controlling the recoil. For G36, again, the same thing. Next we have Thermite. Again, same basically attachments. You don't have to change any of these things. Then we have Twitch. Twitch F2, a gun that most of you guys play. You want to run flash hider, okay? Why? Because Twitch obviously has a lot of recoil. So again, we talked about this before. Flash hider gives you a better recoil. You see, I'm not controlling the kick, so it has to be way more than this. This is a bit better. And this is okay, I guess. Monty, we don't have to talk about it. Then we have Glaz. Glaz, you either want to run suppressor or you want to run muzzle brake. Suppressor can be good if you don't want the enemy to know your Glaz. So you just smoke it, push up, and then take advantage of the smoke. For the grips, obviously you want to run vertical grip. Do not use any of these things because your sniper is just going to jump. Moving on to Fuze, AK, and also Ace AK-12, you want to run ACOG, flash hider, and vertical grip. So for better recoil, you want to play flash hider and vertical grip. For the LMG, basically the same thing. However, you can use horizontal grip. So now I can move a bit faster. And for the recoil, Blitz, we don't have to talk about it. Then we have IQ Commando and two other guns. G8, which Amaru has, and then Aug, which Wamai has. IQ Commando, I use extended barrel because now I have 48 damage. And you want to use this extra damage because at some point, maybe there's a guy with less HP than actual normal HP. So maybe he's 90 HP, maybe he's 60 HP. And because of your high damage, because of the extended barrel, you're not going to shoot him and make him 1 HP and then die to him. You're just going to actually kill him. For G8, I use angle grip, flash hider, and ACOG. For Amaru, I actually use holographic just to be faster ADS because I feel like LMG ADS time is a bit slow. And for Aug, ACOG or holographic if you're on defense, and flash hider. Next, we have box C8, flash hider obviously for better recoil. And for the DMR, and basically any DMR, you should just use muzzle brake. Blackbeard, we just talked about this. So horizontal grip for faster movement since you have a shield, and flash hider and iron sight with laser. Then we have Capitao Para and also Brava. Flash hider vertical, you don't have to use anything else because Capitao and Brava, they are both 2-speed 2 armor. However, you can use suppressor too, or extended barrel as well. So I'm gonna use suppressor actually, just so you guys see. Moving on to Hibana Type 89, flash hider vertical, but also at the same time you can use angle grip because you have 20 bullets. However, this is not needed. You know why? Because you actually have SMG. Moving on to Jackal, let's first start with Pdw, which also Osa has. You want to run compensator and vertical grip because this gun kicks to the left and right, so it has horizontal recoil. But for the other gun, that's very simple, C7E, flash hider, and vertical. Next, we have Ying Lmg, and I run actually horizontal grip because first of all, I was like, is Ying 1-speed or 2-speed? And then I realized Ying is actually 2-speed, but because of the LMG, you become slow. So it's good if you run horizontal grip just to be faster. And it's just LMG, I mean, it's very easy to control the recoil. Next, we have Zofia and M762. You want to run flash hider and vertical for better recoil. So you see how good the recoil is? Before I was running actually horizontal because Zofia is 1-speed just to be faster, but the recoil kind of gets messed up. You see, I don't know why it's doing that, but anyways, you might be able to control the recoil, but I suggest you stick to vertical grip. Zofia LMG and also I think Ram LMG, you want to use compensator because this gun kind of jumps to the left and right. Next one we have Dokkaibi DMR, and this is very simple, just use vertical and muzzle brake, okay? Warden and Dokkaibi SMG, you want to go with vertical grip. So let's test this on close range. As you guys see, the gun is going to the left and right, so just try to pull down slightly to the right side. Then we have Lion. First gun is V308, basically the LMG, I should say. You want to run compensator and vertical because again, this gun is jumping to the left and right. And for the DMR, it's very simple again, muzzle and vertical. Moving on to Finka, you want to play flash hider and vertical. So this is something I was testing before. I was testing extended barrel because you get 47 damage and it's a lot. However, the recoil is going to be jumpy. So the same thing goes for Thunderbird actually on defense. I'm trying so hard to control the recoil and the gun is still jumping, and this is not good. In some cases, when you're in game, you're tunnel vision, you're stressed, so you don't think about your recoil much, you just want to pull down, and then this happens. So be careful. Then we have Maverick and also Striker M4. Flash hider and vertical is the best option. And the DMR for Tubarão as well, you want to run muzzle brake. Moving on to Nomad, this one you want to play angle grip. Remember we talked about the bullets and just reloading faster. This is the gun you want to use it for because you don't have any other gun, you have just a pistol. So it would be good to just reload way faster, especially with 20 bullets that you have, and flash hider for better recoil. So I shoot 20 bullets, don't get the kill, whatever, and then reload very quick. And for the other gun, you should use flash hider, which also Deimos has, AK-74M. Flash hider is the best one. Next, we have Gridlock F90, and again, horizontal. Why? Because Gridlock is fat and slow. Flash hider, so not only I'm fast, but also when it comes to recoil, this is my recoil. LMG, vertical and flash hider, I don't want to test this. Let's move on to the next one. Nokk FMG and also Smoke FMG. You have to use flash hider. Suppressor can be good, but you're gonna have a bit of recoil. So let's test this. Flash hider with Nokk. So it can be a bit jumpy, however, it's manageable. Kali and Clash SMG, just run flash hider. It's just very simple. Moving on to Zero SC3000K, which is one of the best guns. If you run extended barrel, you're gonna have 50 damage with 800 fire rate. This makes it the best gun in the whole game. For MP7, which Bandit also has, very simple, flash hider. Next we have Sense POF9. Compensator and vertical grip is the best option because this gun jumps to the left and right. Since it's also LMG, most high rank players just play DMR, by the way, because obviously DMRs are the meta, 69 damage and muzzle brake and all of that. So all the other operators, we talked about it before because, for example, Ace gun, Fuze also has it, like Osa, Thermite has it. And last one is Aura basically, and you have the LMG, and flash hider and vertical is the best. However, for the Reaper, obviously you want to play flash hider, gives you the best recoil. You want to use it for close range and see how the recoil is. And it looks good, so you can get the freebies. Let's talk about defense. We talked about FMG, now let's talk about SMG11. What you want to use is muzzle brake, and I'm gonna explain why. Muzzle brake on SMG11, I'm gonna start shooting from the middle. These are my bullets, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this time, I'm gonna try flash hider. Aim to the middle, and then shoot. And now these are my bullets. You see the difference? All the bullets are close together on the muzzle brake, but on the flash hider, it jumps. However, you might get a better recoil if you pull down, but muzzle brake, you can tap better, you can get more kills. But however, we have MP5K with Mute and also I think Wamai, yes, and the best one is just a flash hider. Castle and Pulse UMP, flash hider and vertical is the best one. I also see some players playing suppressor, not bad. Okay, you can also run extended barrel. The thing is, it doesn't make any difference. And even if I run extended barrel, the damage is gonna be actually 42, and that was before 38. Doc, Rook and Melusi MP5, you wanna play flash hider and vertical. And same thing for P90, which also Solis has. However, you don't get a grip on this gun. Kapkan and Zofia SMG, flash hider and vertical. And with Tachanka, you get the option to play ACOG, so that would be nice. Jager Carbine, flash hider and vertical has been probably the best attachment for years. On Frost 9mm, you want to play extended barrel, and you have ACOG 2 with vertical grip. And the recoil is not much. I mean, you don't have to do much. You just have to pull down just a bit slightly, and the recoil will stay in the middle. Valkyrie and Warden MPX, flash shot and vertical, and the other gun is just shotgun. I don't know if you guys need this, but with M12 on Caveira, you can play suppressor. However, most people play shotgun, but you can also use the M12, which is the SMG. And with suppressor, it's not bad actually, because again, this gun doesn't have much recoil. Echo MP5 is just vertical. As you guys see, it already jumps a bit, so I have to control harder than this in order to have my bullets in the middle. Now, Mira and Goyo Vector, you want to play compensator because this gun has horizontal kick to the left and right basically, so this is the best attachment. Same thing goes for Goyo. I'm going to test it and show it to you. Compensator, vertical, and ACOG. You see the gun is just going up. I have to pull down hard. Lesion T5 SMG, flash shot and vertical. Do not use extended barrel just for higher damage because it will mess up your recoil just a bit. You see, easy peasy, recoil in the middle, and I mean 28 damage. If you even switch to, let's say, extended barrel, it's not gonna be high. It's just 31. Ella Scorpion, compensator, and vertical grip. This gun has horizontal recoil, and before people used to say play flash hider just for better recoil and all of that, just pull down, okay? That's the hard part. Again, with Goyo, for example, we only want to pull down hard. See, now gun at least is just going up and down, so I can try to pull down harder. Vigil K1A, flash hider, and vertical is the best. Master Alda, I use horizontal grip. Why? Because Master is 1 speed, so I'm faster, and flash hider. Next we have Alibi MX4, and this one is just flash hider and vertical like the other ones. We talked about Clash when we were talking about Kali. Then we have Kite shotgun. This is up to you, suppressor or just no suppressor. And for the AUG, you want to play muzzle brake, horizontal just to be faster, and you get a good recoil. Mozzie Commando, muzzle brake and vertical. You don't have to pull down much with this gun, just try to keep it in the center. For Mozzie and Aruni P90, you want to play angle grip and flash hider because you have only 16 bullets. So there comes a time that you have to actually reload very fast and be ready for the second gunfight, and you still have a very good recoil. We talked about Goyo, we talked about the Wamai, we talked about basically Oryx, SMG, which also Lesion has. Talked about Melusi, Aruni Dmr, obviously just like horizontal grip and muzzle brake just to be faster since Aruni is 1 speed. Spear of Thunderbird, which we talked about it on Finka. Then we have Torn. So flash hider and vertical is probably the best. And this gun you don't have to control it much, just keep it in the center. Talked about the Zombie, talked about Solis, talked about Fenrir and Bandit basically. To borrow DMR, which also Maverick had it, we talked about this, vertical and muzzle brake. You don't have to run angle grip because Tubarão is actually 2-speed 2 armor. And last of all, we have Scopus, flash hider and vertical grip. This gun is already laser beam, and with these attachments, it's even more. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys can find this useful. Let me know down in the comments what kind of videos you want to see next. And until the next one, you can watch these 2 videos right here. Stay safe.